Hey guys, how's it going? Felt like doing a random vlog, a random ass vlog. I think I'll probably call this a random ass vlog. I haven't done one of those in so long. And something I started earlier this year, just a way to, get things off my chest, talk about just random topics, and, about my opinion on maybe some news stories and other stuff that was happening in the gaming industry. And I did that hardcore for about 3 to 4 months. I usually have like a video once a month, and I just kind of like, you know, I guess it just kind of died off, and I just kind of never really got in the mood to do them again. But anyway, I just got off work and stopped by a couple places. I have an Oreo McFlurry because I'm fat, and felt like talking. So, couple things. First of all, I stopped by GameStop today, and I switched my pre-order on Battlefield 4 from the Xbox One to the PS4. Now, some of you guys are saying, well, why'd you do that? Because with Battlefield 4 on Xbox One, you're saying, oh, that's going to be the definitive version. And the developer said, that's going to be the definitive version, and you wanted to get the DLC first. And I thought about it, right? And I said, I gotta, especially with Grand Theft Auto 5, I still have it. It's a great footrest. It's a great footrest. This box, you can just relax my feet right on top of the box. It's an awesome footrest. But especially with Grand Theft Auto 5, I got it for the Xbox 360. And I was explaining in that unboxing how stupid it is that I have this mentality I just can't let go that if you buy a game for that platform, that means that you have to buy the sequel and or the whole series for that same platform. And that just shouldn't be the case. You should... I have both consoles. I should use both consoles. And I do try my best to use both of them equally. But it's like Grand Theft Auto 5... It was the PlayStation 3 version, apparently, and I looked at the, if you guys subscribe to Digital Foundry, they do tests and stuff like that. And they did a side-by-side comparison of Grand Theft Auto 5 on the Xbox 360 and the PS3. And it's a pretty big difference. The frame rate on the PS3 is like, it kind of judders a little bit from time to time. People are saying that, the Xbox 360 frame rate is more consistent, but the graphics on PS3, it has sharper textures, and like less popping and all this stuff. And I'm looking at the side-by-side comparison, and it's a pretty big difference. On the Xbox 360, the textures are flat. They're like very blurred. It looks like a pile of mud. A pile of dirt looks like a pile of mud, and it's just it doesn't look that nice, and then the textures start popping in on the Xbox 360 when it loads and stuff like that. And I'm just going based off video tests. I haven't played the game personally, but on the PS3 it just performs much better. I should have got it on the PS3, but my stupid mentality was, you buy Grand Theft Auto 4 for the Xbox 360, that means you have to buy Grand Theft Auto 5 for the Xbox 360. I haven't had one of these in so long. They're so good. So, I began thinking about this, and I said, you know what? There's going to be stat transfer from Battlefield 3 to Battlefield 4, and they're really pushing this dice. Why would I want to... It's like I put 40 hours into the multiplayer alone on the PS3 for Battlefield 3. And I'm like I got the Colonel achievement, rank 45. And after that, I was like, I'm not playing this again. It's because leveling up in Battlefield 3 takes a while. All right, it's not as bad as Bad Company 2 or Halo, but it does take a while. And I'm like, I spent 40 hours in the Battlefield 3 multiplayer on PS3, 45 hours in the Battlefield 3 multiplayer on PC. So a total of about 85 hours, that is, in the Battlefield 3 multiplayer. I didn't do that for nothing. I want that stat transfer. I don't care. I don't even know what it does. Is it just like, oh, you're a Battlefield 3 veteran, and it shows your skills or something? I didn't even know what stat transfer does. I'm not sure at all. So, I pre-ordered it. Today, I said to the guy, I want to swap my pre-order. He swapped my pre-order. So, the PlayStation 3, the PlayStation 4 unboxing will consist of Killzone Shadowfall, Battlefield 4, and a Watch Dogs Collector's Edition. But now, I have to get another game for Xbox One, because I don't want to just be stuck with Forza 5. You know? I want variety. I want another game for Xbox One. I'm trying to think of what else to buy. Rise Son of Rome looks interesting. I just don't think that... I can't see myself spending $60 on the game. Like, I can't see the value of the game being equivalent to $60. I'm not interested in Dead Rising 3. I didn't like Dead Rising 2. Never played the original Dead Rising, and I didn't even like the Dead Rising 2 Off the Record DLC. I just don't like the game. That style of work, craft your weapons, and it's kind of like a grind, and it's not a game series that really appeals to me. So what? Call of Duty, which I'm like, does that game really justify a $60 price? Because the way I think a lot of people misinterpret this. The way you should judge a game on its value is not with the amount of content it comes with. All right, it's not like this game's worth $60 because it has 30 hours of side missions and the story is another 20 hours, so it's like a 50-hour game. Look how much side content there is. Don't judge a game based on the amount of content it has. Judge a game based on the experience it gives you. Because you can have a 50-hour game. Look at Assassin's Creed 3. You can have all that content, but it was kind of the same experience. It wasn't that change in the series that a lot of people were expecting and had hoped for. So judge a game based on the experience it gives you, not on the amount of content. Because Call of Duty, it has content. It has lots of content. All this multiplayer progression unlocked. But again, it's the Call of Duty experience. And I look at Call of Duty, and this is not me complaining at all. You know, if you complain about Call of Duty at this point, I mean, it's kind of like embarrassing, all right? Because it is what it is. Call of Duty. There's no point in expecting something different. We already know what to expect. Call of Duty is Call of Duty, all right? Plain and simple. So, I'm looking at Call of Duty. I'm like, the campaign's probably going to be good, but the multiplayer is a hit or miss. The last multiplayer I loved was Black Ops. That had the best multiplayer out of any Call of Duty, in my opinion. If you disagree, you most likely bought it on PS3. And I heard the PS3 port for Black Ops was atrocious. I'm probably going to get in trouble for eating this in my room if my parents see this video. But we're supposed to be getting hardwood floors, so if I didn't spill it all, it's fine. YOLO. Stupid. So, the campaign's probably going to be good, but the multiplayer, it's a hit or miss for me. Black Ops 2 was okay. Modern Warfare 3 was boring. Black Ops was awesome. I loved Black Ops multiplayer. Modern Warfare 2 was really good too. Except the hackers. The hackers really tore the game apart, but you know, the actual multiplayer, when it's actually handling very good, is actually really fun. I didn't like World at War was the worst. Okay, World at War was my second least favorite Call of Duty out there. Call of Duty 3 was awful. I hated Call of Duty 3. Call of Duty World at War was just... I didn't enjoy it at all. I didn't like the campaign, and I didn't like the multiplayer. I was just like... it just didn't appeal to me at all. Call of Duty 4. had a great multiplayer. So really, it was a hit or miss. And I'm looking at Call of Duty Ghost. I'm like, okay, I can see, you got new game modes in there, but I just don't know. I just don't know. And that's kind of what I want to ask you guys. What do I get for that other Assassin's Creed 3? I'm gonna get on PlayStation 4. It's only logical. Need for Speed, I was planning to get on PlayStation 4. I don't know if I should switch that to Xbox One. But I'm looking, I'm like, okay, what do I do? I have Rise Son of Rome or Call of Duty Ghosts. Because Wolfenstein was supposed to come out at the end of this year, which I probably will be getting on PlayStation 4. It's not coming on this year anymore. It's coming next year, early next year. Next year is actually going to be fantastic because there's a lot of great games, including some current gen ones I'm looking forward to. Thief is going to be fantastic. I can't wait for that. Infamous Second Son's going to be really fun. Wolfenstein: A New Order, again, it's going to be awesome. We also have Murdered Soul Suspect, a current gen only game, which looks really interesting. And then Castlevania Lords of Shadow 2, which I'd love to play. I'd love to beat Lords of Shadow. I actually own the game. There's a glitch that prevents me from playing it. It sucks. Not the game, but the glitch. It sucks. I actually like the game. And then there's also Dark Souls 2 for you Dark Souls fans. And that's pretty much like the first quarter that so far is announced. I don't know if... I mean, when is Quantum Break coming out? Because Quantum Break looked interesting. It was like one of the very good Xbox One exclusives. I was like, yes, that looks great. Even though we don't even know what Quantum Break is, it's like a crime thriller, or you could stop time. What the hell is that game? It's all the. I tried to think because all of the Xbox One exclusives, except for the well-known series, we don't really know what they're about. The Xbox One exclusives are as confusing as the console itself. It's just really funny how that turned out because I have no idea what Quantum Break is. We know it. Titanfall is a multi-platform game. It's coming to PC as well. It may be Microsoft. If you want to say, oh, but Microsoft Windows, fine, but it's coming to PC as well. And the developers never confirmed nor denied that it would come to the PS4. So I think it's a timed exclusive. Whatever. What else? Halo. It died a long time ago. And Sunset Overdrive. Insomniac Games. Oh my god. I have no faith in Insomniac Games anymore. I really don't. I played the first Resistance recently. I didn't like it at all. It was so frustrating. And the level design was frustrating because there was like no cover, and you got hit. I got killed so many times, really from bullshit too. Because the game really, just like Dead Space 3, or I should say, Dead Space 3 was more just like Resistance. The game proceeded to bullshit difficulty, which I explained is when they spawn 50 enemies and you would expect you to kill them all. That's bullshit difficulty, not strategic difficulty. I just don't like how games do that, and it was so frustrating. Resistance 2 I played a while ago. I rented. I actually own the game. I just haven't played it yet, or at least attempted to play it. The game just bored me. Resistance 3 was decent. Fuse was just painfully average. I have no faith in Insomniac Games. Every single game they released this generation, Insomniac, was just not... none of it was really good. It was just... it was either decent or just really frustrating. It kind of hurts because I was a huge fan of Spyro the Dragon back on the original PlayStation. I loved Spyro. The PS2 generation, I had a PS2 only, but I wasn't like, I was like middle school, elementary school. I didn't follow up with the news and all that stuff, so I missed out on Ratchet and Clank, Jak and Daxter, and even what's his name? The fucking raccoon guy. I can't remember his name. I hate that. But you know who I'm talking about. The three PlayStation exclusives from the 3 PlayStation developers. Insomniac is actually now multi-platformed. Actually, they're kind of in bed with Microsoft since Sunset Overdrive. It's kind of funny. PlayStation exclusive developer, multi-platform developer, Xbox exclusive developer. It's like, whoa, what made them change over? It's kind of odd, but I just have Insomniac Games. Oh, I just have no faith in them to create good games. All their games, I expect just to be average or below. We'll see. I'm currently playing God of War 3. I rented it. I remember I rented this game when it first came out. Played about back when I had GameFly too. Played about 4 hours of it, 4 or 5 hours. Got bored. Never did. Again, the story I just never. I'm sorry. All these PlayStation exclusives and well-known series, except for Uncharted and sometimes Killzone. You know, like God of War is just been there, done that. They milked this series so much, especially all the older franchise. Ratchet and Clank, it's been milked so much. God of War has been milked so much. Freaking what's another series? Resistance is done. I can't say anything about Infamous. They've only had 2 games. I'm just trying to think. You know, these are great games. I'm not saying that the quality of the game isn't there, because, you know, God of War 3, it's spectacular in its graphics and its quality. It's just that its core gameplay doesn't really like, I won't sit there and play 2 to 3 hours straight because I'm having fun playing the game. The story isn't really that interesting to me. I didn't play God of War 2 or 1 or the original one, so maybe that's why. Regardless. Regardless, I just don't know what game to get on Xbox One. I just really don't. Rise or Call of Duty. Maybe Need for Speed. I was gonna get that on PS4. I have to see. Actually, my plan was to get Rise, Son of Rome, Need for Speed Rivals, Assassin's Creed 4, Black Flag, and then Call of Duty Ghost on Black Friday, which is the day the Xbox One comes out. Xbox One comes out on Black Friday. Fantastic. So I was going to be out because, you know, Best Buy does their deals, and every single year since Assassin's Creed Brotherhood, they have marked down the Assassin's Creed series and Need for Speed series $30 off, half off. So, you know, for $60, I got those 2 games relatively near their release. And I plan to do the same thing. I don't know if they're going to mark down the next-gen versions. If they're not, then that's going to suck. Maybe I'll definitely pick them up. I'm not going to miss out on those games. You know, I want to play them, but yeah. But that's really what I wanted to let you guys know that I did switch my pre-order. It only made sense because I spent 40 hours in the multiplayer on PS3, and I didn't do that for nothing. I want to make sure I you know, actually, hey, I spent a lot of time in the Battlefield 3 multiplayer. I should get whatever benefits that come on that transfer to the next gen. It only makes sense. What have I been doing to try to survive the drought that I'm having with not playing Grand Theft Auto? Here you go. Grand Theft Auto. Look at this thing. Look at this thing. Great footrest. And we have the strategy guide on top here. Great footrest. But yeah, it's a pretty box, isn't it? It's a really pretty box. I've had some time to look at it, the box. It's just nice. They did a really amazing job with their packaging. I mean, just an excellent job. I just know the ins and outs of this box. I've looked at it so many times. My feet love it too, so I can rest my feet on top of it. So what have I been doing? Well, first of all, I haven't watched any videos at all on Grand Theft Auto 5. If I want to watch a video and it's like non-Grand Theft Auto commentary, like something from Review Tech USA, I just open it in a tab and I go do something else, but I do not watch the footage. The only footage I've watched of Grand Theft Auto is the reviews and the unboxings. That's it. I haven't watched any playthroughs at all, and I've just been trying to keep away from Grand Theft Auto 5 content. In the meantime, like, I've been playing The Witcher 2, and like I said, God of War 3. I actually want to beat God of War 3 this weekend. I think it's like 8 hours long. It's like a standard length, but yeah. And then, you know, school and work help because, you know, at least I'm not bored here sitting, and also I had a Killzone to beat, which is, you know, I already beat and I did the multiplayer gameplay. yeah, so I've just been trying to stay away from Grand Theft Auto content. So nothing has been spoiled for me so far, and I hate saying that because I know someone. If I keep saying nothing's spoiled for me so far, someone's gonna comment something really, really. They're gonna comment like the ending or something, and I'm gonna feel bad, and I'm gonna want to kill myself because I already know the ending to a game that I wanted to experience for myself. I found someone to give the hat to, which I should I give it to him today? I have to call him and see when when I need when he has time to come and pick it up because I don't wear hats. I wear glasses. I look good in sunglasses, but hats are like not my thing. So but anyway, there he gets a free hat. My friend's happy. Um, yeah. Other than that, it's been kind of lonely. Uh, I've been trying to set things up with my friends. Just it's like weird, all right, because it's weird because I'm sitting here always, I'm alone in my room. I do the same thing every day, and I just get tired of sitting in the same exact chair, looking at a screen while I play some old game, or one of my favorites. Gaming is it occupies your time, but it doesn't completely cure. It's a lonely occupation unless you play multiplayer and you play only for multiplayer. But like I said, 95% of the time I don't play multiplayer with friends. I'll play multiplayer with other people, but not with friends. But it's just weird. Like I have like all my friends on my friends list, and it's not that they don't have the game. I can go play Call of Duty with them, or I can go play Battlefield with them. It's just that I just don't, and I never set things. I never set like a multiplayer match up with anyone. We are trying to do something with Grand Theft Auto 5. Me and a bunch of my friends. So it's going to be kind of cool once Grand Theft Auto Online launches this October 1st. Which is not... I'm going to reiterate again. You guys probably won't see Grand Theft Auto Online content until the end of October. Why? Because I'm taking my freaking time with the campaign. And keep in mind, I only have 3 days. I only have about a week's time, a whole month. A week's time, a month. Because I bought it on the Xbox 360. To actually play the game. So I'm taking my sweet fucking time. And because I don't play games for the multiplayer, I play it for the single-player campaign experience mainly. There are a few games, with exceptions to Call of Duty and Battlefield. Really, Call of Duty, I like the campaign as well, but Battlefield is more of a multiplayer-only kind of game for me. Unless DICE somehow develops an emotional single-player character-driven campaign. I'm not going to see myself really purchasing Battlefield for any single-player mode. Because Battlefield, I'm getting off track here, but it's a random-ass vlog. I'm supposed to do that. I look at Battlefield, and I look at Call of Duty. And again, I don't want to start this argument again. But I don't get a next-gen feel from Call of Duty at all. I do not get a next-gen. There's nothing in Call of Duty that I look at, and I'm like, oh yeah, I want to experience that on the Xbox One. Or wow, that is an unparalleled... that is unparalleled game design that I haven't seen before. I mean... I look at Call of Duty. Oh look, you can shoot a bus on a cliff and it rolls down the cliff and it kills people inside. And I look at Battlefield and there's a whole skyscraper falling down into your face and I'm like, well, next gen experience, current gen experience, and the point of this next gen is more than just visual fidelity. It's supposed to immerse you more. It's supposed to have that flavor that no one has ever done before in a current gen game. Like, okay, this is next gen. This is something that cannot be done on the current gen hardware. I don't know how Battlefield 4 is going to play on the current gen. Probably not that well. I don't know how the 250, 500 megabytes of RAM, whatever, that the Xbox 360 and PS3 have is going to take a falling down skyscraper. I'm not saying it's not going to be done, but I'm going to be surprised if they can get that level of destruction, and still have the visuals be somewhat decent. I just don't see it. There are certain games. I was having this conversation with Yagiro6 on Skype, and I was explaining there's these games that you look at and that you just you want to experience these on the new hardware, because people think that next gen is just graphics. It's just graphics. When it's not really that at all. It's little details. It's smarter AI. It's bigger worlds. Like, you think Grand Theft Auto 5 is huge and stuff like that, and you can have worlds 5 times as big as Grand Theft Auto 5 and have even more detail packed into them. You know, and you can do stuff, I mean, look at the destruction with Battlefield 4. Skyscrapers. That hasn't been done before on a current-gen console. And also, you know, performance-wise, too. 64 players online, 1080p, 60 frames per second. And, you know, that was also another big thing why I decided to switch my pre-order on the PS4 version. If you guys haven't heard, Crytek came out, and they said, Rise, Son of Rome will play in a native 900p resolution, which is 1600 by 900. It's the step down from 1080p. And will run at, I think he said 30 frames per second. I don't think it's going to be 60 at all. But I looked at that statement and I'm like, whoa, hold on. That's an Xbox One exclusive. They don't have to worry about developing for other platforms. That is an only Xbox One game. And they can't even hit 1080p. They can't even hit 1080p 30 frames per second. I'm looking at that, I'm like, when you have, the console isn't even out yet. When you have, is someone at my door? One sec. Alright. No one's at my door. I thought I heard a knocking. But when you have, like, you know, an exclusive, and the console isn't even out yet, and you can't get that exclusive to run at the standard high full HD res. I mean, this is the next generation, for God's sakes. 720p was now. It was then. 1080p is now. All right. When you look at games, the reason they don't look even take The Last of Us, as pretty as that game looks. All right. If you have a 1080p resolution playing if you're playing The Last of Us at 1080p, excuse me, I'm juddering now because I'm thinking about other stuff. But if you're playing The Last of Us at 1080p, watch how much crisper the graphics and stuff go up. But the thing is, it's like you can't even hit 1080p in 30 frames per second, and it's embarrassing. It really is embarrassing, because I mean, this is hardware that's not even out yet, and these consoles are supposed to last the next decade. I mean, the next 10 years, they say we want these consoles to be the current consoles for the next decade. We don't. This is their lifespan, and I'm looking at that. I'm like, when you can't even hit 1080p before the console's out in 30 frames per second at least, I mean, why do you even freaking think that these consoles are gonna last as long? I mean, it's just embarrassing. I really think the PC is going to make a huge comeback this generation, especially this generation. The PC is going to make a huge comeback. And you know, I think people are going to just say, all right, well, 2 years down the line, and the games look like crap. You know, Xbox and PS4 and Xbox One have reached their peak already, and you're going to start seeing a difference like you do now with games like Crysis 3, Metro Last Light, Far Cry 3 on the current current gen consoles and the PC. You're going to see that difference much sooner on the next generation consoles. I may be wrong. It may just be that Crytek kind of just doesn't know what the hell they're doing with the Xbox One program, but I'm looking at that and I'm like, that's just awful. Xbox One upscales all games to 1080p. Xbox 360 did that too. All right. So it's not like, you know, it's not like you're gonna really notice a huge, especially with, you know, 1600 by 900. It's not a bad resolution. People play it in that resolution, but I mean, it's not going to be so significant to the point where it's going to be like 720p right now that you guys are used to. You're probably not going to notice that much of a difference, but just the fact that they can't get it to play in full 1080p is just embarrassing. Forza Motorsport 5 runs in 1080p 60 frames per second, which is the way it should be. But yeah, yeah. There's someone. I forgot one of the developers came out, and they said that there's a huge, yeah, it was a bunch of developers that said the PS4 is 50% faster, and you're going to see this difference in games like, in third-party games like Call of Duty and Battlefield, where the PS4 version is going to have much crisper details. It might just be that the PS4 can do 1080p 30 frames per second, and the Xbox One's going to have to be 900p and 30 frames per second. It may just be that, but still, I mean, these consoles aren't even out yet. They should have no problem taking the games that are coming out now and outputting them in 1080p and in 60 frames per second. They should have no problem at all. Okay, what was the last time I was talking? I think I was talking about trying to set stuff up with my friends. That's right. Yeah, it's been kind of lonely. You know, I'm not one to really go out and be social. I'm not a social type of person. I'll hang out with like one or two people, the same one or two people, you know, and that's it. All my other friends, phone call, Facebook, and that's it. But I don't go out of my way to personally talk to each and every one of them, specifically because, you know, they're shady characters. I don't mean that in the fact that I'm friends with, you know, people who are dangerous at all, but you know, they're like druggies and pyromaniacs, and you know, I'm not like that. I never smoked before. I'm like against drinking and all that stuff. And this is just me personally. It's kind of odd because I remember my dad used to smoke cigarettes back in the day, and I remember one time my grandmother came over, and I said, she was, you know, we were showing her around her new townhome. We moved into this new place, and she said, you know, she saw the cigarette ashtray, and she's like, oh, are those your dad's? And I was like, yep. And she's like, what? And she got like really offended by that. And I remember she brought my my dad up to the bedroom, and they came out like an hour later, so whatever the talk amount was. And that day forward, he never smoked again, and that was like years ago. It's a good thing, you know, but personally, just my character is. I just would never do it. Even drinking and stuff like that. I mean, the way I see drinking is this. It's not a problem until it becomes a problem. All right, and you know damn well when it becomes a problem. Just me personally. I mean, the way I think is this. I have no desire to drink alcohol, so why would I try it? You know, if I have no desire, I'm not curious about how it tastes or how my vision starts blurring and I get dizzy and stuff. I have no desire to feel that way. So why the hell would I even care about drinking alcohol or stuff when I hit 21? It's just me personally. People have different opinions. People have done stuff, but you know, your decisions and what happens in your past make up who you are. And if you're happy with who you are, then you're happy with who you are. I mean, that's what matters. If you're not happy with who you are, then do something to freaking improve it. You know, improve your life, because you have the power more than anyone. So anyway, that's why I don't hang out with most of my friends. And it's not like they would. It's not like they would, you know, do it in front of me and stuff like that. But my two best friends, you know, you guys seen them. I went to the Microsoft press conference. The twins, and you know, they're like the only people that you know don't do drugs and aren't drinkers and are actually good, you know, just straightforward good people. I just, you know, I just appreciate that, and that's why I hang out with them, I guess, more than anyone else, just because I feel more comfortable around them. It's kind of weird because I went to one of my old best friends way back. I know this guy since kindergarten, alright? It wasn't until high school where I really started to evaluate my relationships, where I basically shut everyone I knew at one point. I shut completely out of my life, and I went out of my way, and I got brand new relationships and stuff like that. Um, he was persistent enough to the point where I kept in contact with him because he couldn't let me go. So I went to the movies with him months ago. No, not months ago. Probably about a month ago or something like that. I went to the movies with him. We went and saw Elysium, and I finally realized, okay, what? Because the whole time I was like, okay, why do I not talk to him anymore? Because he's a good friend, and he's a really smart kid, and he's always tried to talk to me. I'm like, okay, why do I never talk to this guy? Why am I trying to constantly push this guy away? And I finally found the answer to that at when I was at the movies. It was the fact that um, he reminded me of everyone. He reminded me of everyone I knew before, like the people I shut out of my life. For those of you guys who are fans of mine enough to watch my 3-year anniversary video, what basically happened is during the whole middle school point, I was a victim of bullying to a really bad extent, like a really like to the point where you start kind of going crazy and thoughts of suicide come up. All right, I wasn't suicidal, but all right, but I'm just talking about the thought of it came up, and I got bullied really bad to that extent. And I remember when I went to the movies with him, it reminded me of all those events in the past. It reminded me of the people I knew back then that did this to me, the friends I had that turned on me. It reminded me of all that, and like I said in high school, that's why I shut everyone out of my life, everyone that I knew, because I wanted to completely forget that it happened. I needed something to to move forward with. I needed a friend that was really good, that wasn't curious about trying drugs, that wasn't curious about drinking alcohol, that wasn't um, uh, a risk taker. I needed someone who was just generally a good person. And I found that after 6 months of basically more or less being alone, like completely shutting out everyone. I used to sit in high school for 6 months straight, a whole semester. I sat alone and ate lunch every single day for 6 months straight. I sat alone and ate lunch by myself. And it really allowed me to really think and evaluate, okay, what am I going to do? And it wasn't until finally one of them switched into my class, happened to take the empty seat in front of me. I like this empty seat in front of me so I can put my feet up as well, on the railing, but I can put my backpack there and stuff like that. I'm like, watch this kid. He's going to come in, he's going to take the front seat. Of course he takes the front seat. The teacher told him to sit there. And little did I know that that same person would turn out to be my best friend, and still to like the person I really needed in my life. So that's that's sort of kind of what I'm struggling with at this point, because he knows I've told him and all this stuff, but for him, he doesn't know how to react to most of the things I say, because he's never had a friend like me before. He's never had a friend who went through that. He's never been bullied before. He was, one of those, hey, I'm friends with anyone. I'm a nice kid and whatever. But it's hard for him to completely grasp and understand where I'm coming from, because he's just never had experience with that before. So for him, when he doesn't talk to me or call me for 2 weeks, to him it's like, oh, whatever. Cameron's just my friend. I'll call him, when I have time or whatever. To me, it's like, well, what did I do? Does he not want to talk to me? Is there something wrong? I fucking miss you. Give me a call. And to him, it's all like, what? Nothing happened, man. I just whatever. To him, it's like that's a normal relationship to him, because everyone calls and sets up things with him. And he doesn't really, he would never be the type of person to call me and just say, hey, how's it going? Because he's never really had to do that before. He's never had a friend like that before. So it's this interesting dynamic that goes back and forth in our interesting relationship. That okay, there's like a huge part that is misunderstood, but there's still and I struggled. I had to keep reminding myself, all right, he doesn't know half the things I'm telling him. He doesn't know what to do or how to react or what to say back. I have to cut him some slack. So a lot of times I just, I just put up with being alone and not talking with not talking with him personally, including his twin brother, uh, until he calls me next. So I try to make a point to talk to him at least once a day on Skype and whatever. I'll just send a message, hey, what's up? That doesn't always happen. But I do, it's like I put in 75% and I get back 25% in return. All right, and I have to keep reminding myself, all right, it's just he just doesn't understand. I have to just give him, I have to give him a little bit of leeway there because I mean, it's not easy, having a friend who went through that stuff and you don't even know where to begin, even how that would even feel. You don't know the emotions that of where what I'm speaking, where I'm coming from, and stuff like that. So it's a really interesting dynamic in our relationship that kind of struggles back and forth. And I had to keep reminding myself, all right, nothing happened. He's my friend. It's just this is just a normal relationship to him, and that's it. All right. Some of you guys might be saying, all right, why don't you just go find, a girlfriend? Why don't you get into a relationship and stuff like that? I really just have no desire to get into a relationship and find a girlfriend. And it's just, I don't know, because I see a lot of people my age, especially my stepbrother, they get a girlfriend, they're with that girl for about 4 or 5 months, they drop her, a month later they already have something new. A month or even 2 weeks later, they already have someone new. And I just never understood that. I'm like, how could you do that? I mean, that's just like, it's just weird. Some of you guys might have done that too, and I was just kind of interested, like, how do you just do that? How do you just drop someone and then you're already back together with someone else? It's weird. It's just an odd thing. It's like, okay, you have, I mean, how many girlfriends do you need? And it kind of like, the way I see it is, if you have, like, let's say you're with someone for 3 months, you drop them, 2 weeks later you have another one, you're with them for a month, you drop them, a month later you have someone else. I mean, what do you have, like 5 girlfriends in a year? Doesn't that mean, like, can you technically say, all right, well, the relationship, what a relationship means to you is, okay, a relationship means less to you than, just maybe the image of having a girlfriend? Because a lot of people just do it just to say, oh, look, I have a girlfriend, I have a life. I have someone to be with, and a lot of people don't actually say, this is someone I love, this is someone I want to be with. They're like, I have a girlfriend, I have a life, look at me, and I don't want that, I'll get into a relationship when I have the desire to get into a relationship. All right, it's as simple as that. But there hasn't, I haven't met anyone, and I have like I said, I have no desire to actually put some effort into trying to find one. So yeah, so here I am enjoying solitude, and hopefully, we'll see. It's nice because I do have people I can talk to on Skype, the YouTube friends and stuff like that, and especially YouTube helps. I mean, when I see comments and stuff from you guys, the great support, the amount of subscribers I've been getting. I mean, if it weren't for YouTube, I don't even know what the hell I would do. All right, because you guys really do help a lot. Even the smallest thing, even a thumbs up on the video, you don't even have to comment on it. Even a thumbs up on the video, I noticed that, and it really does mean something to me. All right. This is a 43-minute video. Damn. Alright, guys, I'm going to go now. There are some things I have to take care of around the house. I'm actually home alone now. I'll be home alone for most of the night. I'm going to be playing The Witcher 3. I'll probably be playing God of War 3. I know my 5-year... Is it 5? Yes. My 5-year anniversary on YouTube is coming up October 5th. I did a stream last year, and I thought it went pretty well, so I might do another stream again. When is October 5th? October 5th is a Saturday, and I'm actually here at this house on a Saturday. That's actually good. So October 5th is a Saturday in 2 weeks. 2 weeks from tomorrow. That is my 5-year anniversary on YouTube. I might do a stream, and right now, since I have like almost 2,000 subscribers, which is awesome, I think that the stream this time is going to get a lot more attention than it did back last year or even the year before. But but that's good. All right, guys. So I'll have more information on what I have planned to do for the anniversary. Probably more likely a stream, but we'll see. But thank you guys for the support. If you stuck through this video until the end, you're amazing. You're really an amazing person, and you're really supportive, and I really do appreciate that. It's just nice to know that I have people who actually care, you know. And this isn't really, this is more like an informative vlog, but it isn't gaming. All right, it wasn't just about gaming, and some of you guys, you know, like to hear off-topic stuff about gaming. So this has been a random ass vlog. It's been a while since I've done these. This is not a revival. All right, I just want to make that clear. This is not a revival, so don't expect another one next month and then another one the month after. When I do get the feeling that I want to talk about something, or maybe I just want to get something off my chest, I will do so in a video such as this. All right, guys. So have a great day. Enjoy your weekend, and oh, I forgot to mention one more thing. All right, Alien Rage, an FPS arcade game. I just pre-ordered it on Steam, so that comes out Tuesday. So expect Alien Rage impressions coming out on Tuesday. It's actually a, you can go check it out on Steam. I got it for like 16 bucks. Steam's having a good deal. So if you want to get like a fun arcade sci-fi FPS, it's coming out on Steam, PSN, and XBLA. So check it out when it does release. I think it's gonna be pretty cool. It's by Starbreeze Studios. I think they made no. It's either by the guys who made Syndicate, or the guys who made the Sniper Ghost Warrior series. It's one of those. It might not even, I don't know. Alright, it's by someone who made games before. That's it. Have a great day, guys. Thanks for watching, and until next time, see ya.